Hello everyone, I'm back on Facebook Live. Fuck you, TikTok, and your owner in China. You know, nothing was being said this time around. Scott was on there and he asked me what happened. I said, well, I hit on the violation clip and it's not showing me anything. I appealed it. I didn't agree with the decision. I said that there was no hate being spread. It was saying hate was being spread and bullying and stuff like that. None of that was going on. So fuck you, TikTok. You know. So it don't matter what they say. I will always have a live show. So the live show, for as far as I can see, is going to stay here on Facebook Live, unless they reinstate my show very quickly. Like it's going to stay right here. So now I know Scott don't do Facebook Live. I'll have to get with Scott and tell him, look, from here on out, you need to come on Facebook Live. I know he don't like Facebook, but that's where I'm going to stay. I don't need TikTok. Don't like TikTok. I don't like China. I don't like the owners of TikTok, and I'm not going to. And when I say China, I'm not talking about the Chinese people. I'm talking about the Chinese government is what I'm talking about. I'm not commie. And I'm tired of this commie outfit blocking my shows when there's no hate being spread, no bullying, no talking bad about anybody. And we wasn't talking bad about anybody. We was talking about Chiffon. I just said I hadn't heard from her in a while. I said she could be mad at me, but I said I don't know that either. I said in order for me to be mad at somebody has to do something to me, and that was all that was said. And they ended my show right then and said because of harassment, bullying. On the video clip, I keep hitting on it and it shows me nothing. There's no audio, no video. So fuck you, TikTok. You know. So that's just my own take on it. So the show is going to stay here on Facebook. And if I don't get any audio guests or anybody in the live chat, that's fine. I'll do my plug-in, I'll do my talking, and then I'll end the show early. That's just how it's going to stay, folks. Unless my show gets reinstated and I win this appeal, it's not going to go back on TikTok Live. It will stay right here on Facebook. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't like TikTok. I've maintained that from day one, that I've never liked TikTok, and I will never like TikTok. Even if the company sells, I'm not going to like it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know how presidents are. They all say what they're going to do. When they get in there, they don't do half of what they say they're going to do. Trump, when he run this time, said he would give the company 1 month to sell, and he keeps bending over for them. And I don't agree with that. No more bending over for TikTok. Either he needs to ban TikTok from this country or make them sell it. Be a man of his word. You know, point blank. You know, get to the point and take care of business. You know, now don't get me wrong. He's done some things I like. He's done some things I didn't like. And that's one of them. Same with Biden. Biden done some things I like, done some things I didn't like. That's the way it goes with me. That's why even if I could vote, I wouldn't vote. Because they're just going to get in there and do whatever in the hell they want to do. You know, they're not going to do half of what they promised they're going to do. Then half of what they promised, they have to get Congress and the Senate's approval anyway. So it would pay that for those of you that don't know much about politics, watch it and keep up with it. And you'll see what they actually can do and what they can't do without Congress and the Senate's approval. And then too, even if they got that, they're still not going to do half of what they say. I mean, it's a commie-owned company. TikTok is. We're not a commie country. Now, being said, he should have made them sell this company, or he should have blocked TikTok from being in America. Point blank. You know, Instagram's not commie-owned. Facebook ain't either. You know, but TikTok is. You know, and I don't like TikTok. I don't like the owners of TikTok. I don't like the government of China, and I'm not ever going to. And it wouldn't matter if I wasn't prior military. I still don't. You know, I'm firm in that. I'm not a commie. You know. Kid Rock said he wasn't going to, sing for no commie. Well, I don't like having my show on a commie-owned platform. I like to have it here on an American one, because Mark Zuckerberg owns this one, and he's an American. So, it is what it is. But I know Scott don't do Facebook. Hopefully I could win him to coming over here. But if not, then that's just the way it'll be. Okay, I hit on there to see if there was anybody there. There wasn't nobody in the guest box, so I'm going to go down the friends not watching list. Okay, I come on about 7:25, so I can only keep a show on 59 minutes or less. or I can't post the show highlights on TikTok, which I could care less if I post it on TikTok or not. I'm going down the friends not watching list. It'll ring their bell to see if they want to come on. I'm going to make another video, folks, for TikTok. I mean, Melania Payne told me a few days ago I needed to make another hateful video for TikTok, and I'm going to. I can't say it'll be tonight. I can't say that, but as soon as I can get time, I'm going to make one, and I'm going to put it directly to the government of China and to the owners of TikTok and what they can do. So it's going to be more than just a couple of middle fingers. I'm going to be really talking directly into that camera to them. I want them to know personally how I feel about them and their mama. Okay, I've hit on quite a few here. I'm going to hit on a few more, and then I'm going to let it rest for a little bit. And I'm going to focus on my eating. Okay. Like I said, it rings their bell to see if they want to come on. I know it's not for everybody. But the good thing about on Facebook Live, if I don't have audio guests or many in the live chat, I can end it early and I can have a little bit of time for me. So that's what I do like about it. But if they don't reinstate my show by tomorrow on TikTok Live, it's not going to be on there anymore. Fuck TikTok. But I am going to make a special video for them again. But this one's going to be a little bit different. It's not just going to be two middle fingers and telling them what they can do. I'm going to direct it totally to the people that own TikTok and to the country, the government of China. I want them to hear me really good. And our good president. I'm just saying, that's just me. I know the younger crowd likes TikTok, but I ain't the younger crowd. You know, I'm fixing to be 59, so, you know. Just saying. I mean, I like Facebook better. A lot of times my videos gets more hits on Facebook than it does TikTok sometimes. Sometimes it don't, but it's not by much anymore. I gotta check something here, my percentage on my phone. Okay. Okay, there's Caleb. Hit him back for him. We'll see if Caleb wants to come on. How's that him? But they can keep my show suspended, you know, for all I care. Okay, he declined. But hey, this gives me time to talk about this. Cindy, who was giving me a ride, a city cab I called today at Walmart on Highland to come pick me up my groceries. We was talking about that man that unfortunately died. I don't know if he was hit on Huntington. I seen what a woman posted on that yesterday, and it showed him in the street. And what I gathered, he was dead then in the street. And there was a JPD officer with him. So I don't know if he was struck by a car or what. I think he was, but he was only he was 73 years old. And if that's what happened to him, he was struck by a car. That's a terrible way to die here in Jonesboro. So I'm sorry that happened. There was another guy that got hit either on Caraway or Highland here a few days ago. From my understanding, he lived. But, you know, that's a really sad event, you know. And I hated that for that man, you know. And his family, of course. But Caleb is watching up there, though, so thanks for watching, Caleb. But when TikTok asked my show here a while back, 2 different times, I won the appeal right then, and I got my show reinstated right then. Sometimes it takes 24 hours. I mean, I filled out everything on it. But when I hit on the clip that it shows that I supposedly was doing some harassment or bullying, it shows nothing but a black screen and no audio. They have nothing on me. Scott sent me a text immediately saying, "What happened, man? There wasn't nothing being said." I said, "I know it." I said, "That's TikTok for you." Well, TikTok, there's you two of them. You can stick them up your dead mama's rear end. There's more coming about that. I guarantee you that. I'm going to make another special video for TikTok and the government of China. That way they really feel me real good. And our president. What would make me extremely happy is if this president said, hey, one thing, if he's not going to make them sell the company like he said he would, he'd give them a month, sell the company. Well, it's one thing if he's not going to do that, but ban TikTok from America. Kick it back to that commie country. Oh, plain as day. We don't need it here. There's other platforms. We probably don't need it. Okay, I'm going to go down to Friends Not Watching list again, hit on a few more. Okay, I've hit them on quite a few already, so. But I will have to keep an eye on the time. I mean, I could care less about posting on TikTok. That's just me. I don't care to make TikTok any more money. And if the president's not going to make them sell the company, and if he ain't going to outlaw it here at TikTok, what do I have to do to get them to suspend my account? The first video I made for him, you would have thought that would have done it. But that didn't do it either. Caleb Chipman says, hi, Ozzy, seen you walking down Caraway today. Yes, you did, my friend. Yeah, I didn't get to make it down Caraway yesterday. I went to Walmart on Highland and got tied up there. Thanks for the thumbs up, Caleb. But I did today. I still had to go back and get groceries, and I called City Cab like I usually do, and Cindy come and picked me up, and we was talking about that man that unfortunately passed away, and undoubtedly he was hit by a car, but of course I don't know if it was like a hit and run, if it was an accidental hit or what, but she said he was 73 years old. I think she said she knew who he was. So I'm very sad for him and his family during this time. There was another man a few days before that got hit over on Caraway or Highland. He lived, but from what I understand, he just darted out in front of traffic. And if that's the case, he got what he asked for. I don't do that. I look before I cross. Now, yeah, you may see me strutting down a turning lane, but JPD knows why I do that too. I don't try to jaywalk. It's just I wait for traffic to clear another 2 lanes to get across. So if I dart out there in front of traffic, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get my ass run over. And the guy that this happened to before this man got killed, we understand it, he just darted right out there. You can't expect traffic to slow down and stop, in a big town like this. You'll get your ass run over like he did, Yeah, you're going to piss people off, but they ain't going to have time to do nothing but run over. But like I said, you can't take a speed limit that's 35. If they're driving 35, you just dart right out there in front of them. They ain't going to have time to stop. Now, I'm not saying that with the elderly man that supposedly has gotten hit by a vehicle, I think is what happened to him. If I don't have it wrong. Uh, but that was sad that he lost his life. I know I can check the time on here is hit on the friends not watching list. They won't show it on here. Okay, 7:37. Okay. My phone's charged up now, so. Okay, let me do this right quick. Sorry, I got to put this in there. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. No, I'm a nice guy, as most people know here. I'm a real nice guy until you make me angry, and that's a different story. TikTok has always given me a case of the red ass, you know. But that video is coming, I guarantee you. I'll probably, if I don't get to make it tonight, I'll make it tomorrow. I want them to really feel me real good. I'm back at these fries, eh? Then I'm going to inhale this double burger. But I won't be out strutting tomorrow, y'all, because I do have to go do my once a month laundry. So I won't get to tomorrow. I might get to strut a little in front of the laundromat, son. That'll be about it. But weather permitting, Saturday I'll be back out there. Okay. But yeah, I'll have time to make it tomorrow while I'm at the laundromat doing my laundry. So be looking for that TikTok video, everybody. I think you're gonna like it. Because the two fingers and the FUs come at the end. So it's gonna be a good message to TikTok and the government of China. Because I want them to feel me real good. I don't care who don't like it. I don't have nothing against the people of China, the people that live there. Just the government of China is commie, president is commie, the owners of TikTok are commie, and I'm not commie. The time they get their commie platform out of this country. But what it is, Scott may not have Facebook. I don't know. I know he sent me a text the other night said he don't do Facebook, so I don't know if he just don't have Facebook or if he just don't like getting on Facebook. But I'll text him tonight and say, well, sometime tomorrow afternoon, that new video will be out regarding TikTok. One thing about TikTok is they can't stop me. The only one that can stop me is me. Now, in order to have a show on Instagram, you got to have 1,000 followers. I got close to 600. Once I get 1,000 followers on there, I may switch over to there and try it, see if I like it. But I like it here. I mean, it's just me. You know. But everybody that read my evening post knew that I was going to have the TikTok live show tonight, so they're not expecting me to be on here. I'm tired of TikTok harassment and bullying, is what I'm tired of. Especially when me and my guests are not talking bad or about bullying anyone or harassing anybody whatsoever. Then the clip they claim they got that from shows me nothing but a black screen and no audio. So y'all tell me. Vic started hailing this burger here pretty soon. I'd like to have it ate before I end the show here. But when they ask your live show, they have to show a clip of what they got that from. It shows me absolutely nothing. I kept hitting it. It kept showing me nothing but a black screen and no audio. So they have nothing, as usual, you know. But I'm going to give them something tomorrow. I should have done what Melania Payne told me a few days ago, which I was going to anyways. Tomorrow I was going to when I did my laundry. Well, I went through with them here not too long ago. So, uh, the good news is, yeah, I'm going to make one, but instead of just giving the two fingers and the FUs, that'll come at the end. This is going to be a lot more interesting video that I make for TikTok and the government of China and the commie-owned platform. So, like I said, it'll be made sometime tomorrow, and I'll post it sometime tomorrow. It's high time someone puts TikTok in their place. There may be others that have that I don't know about, but I'm going to be amongst them. And I would love them to suspend my account. I would love it. Okay, I'm going to hit back on the list again. That's what time it is. 7:44. Okay, I got to keep an eye on the time. That's for sure. Okay, I've hit on a few. Hit on a few more. Okay. All right. I'll let it die right here. Okay. That's good. But now, I don't know what time I'll get done with the laundromat. Hopefully, I'll get done to get back here at Wendy's to do the Facebook Live show. If not, I got 2 power packs, big chargers, so I can do the live show there if I have to. I can do my commentary segment from there too, so I won't get behind on anything. I just won't be able to strut tomorrow. If I do any of that, that will have to be in front of the laundromat. But I'm going to take care of those things, make the new TikTok video, especially for the government of China, the president of China, and the commie-owned platform itself. But I think Caleb got off. I don't see him up there watching now. That's good. Okay, somebody's watching me up here now. I don't know who it is. That's okay. I don't show you here in the live chat. But thanks for watching, whoever you are. Appreciate you. Go down, please. Well, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Them people may be here. Oh, yeah, they are. It's Daddy D. Hey, Daddy D, I'll hit an invite to see if you want to come on. I know you're up there watching, but you might want to come on. Might not. Not for everybody, I understand. Shows adding, but they may decline. Okay, thanks to whoever you are up there for watching. Let me see who you are here. Mark Cromwell. Okay, well, Mark, it shows invited already for you. I don't know why it would show that, but it does. Okay, it said bring Mark on camera. Let's see if Mark wants to come on. Okay, I'm hitting on it, but it's not doing nothing. Now, well, when I hit on that, it just shows it's already invited for Mark. That's what it shows. Do it again. Usually it'll. Oh, okay. Well, shows Gavin Franz and Mark. Okay, now I can invite you both. Okay. Okay, I hit one of. I don't know which one I hit. I said close. That person couldn't come on. I don't know if that was Mark. No, it wasn't Mark. This is. Okay. Shows Addie. But we were just talking about Chiffon. I hadn't heard that from her for a long stretch, and I just said she could. I said, she don't really have nothing to be mad at me about. If she is mad, I said it could be her kids or something like that sick. I said I'm not. I told Scott, I said I'm just the type of person for me to be mad at somebody. They got to do something to me. But I said I knew I hadn't done nothing to her, but it might not be that. She got 3 little tiny kids. She got 2 or 3 grown kids. So. But that's all that was said. And then they asked the show. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up, Mark. David Carnes is watching. Mark Cromwell goes, I have very slow internet tonight. Okay, I understand, buddy. Not a problem. I said David Carnes is watching. Oh, there's Christina Soto. Okay. I hit on invite for her. It says she wants to come on the live chat or audio guest. I understand it. It happens to me sometimes, too. Okay. Brings Christina Soto on camera. It shows adding, but she may want to just be in the live chat. I don't know. Last night she was on audio. Shows she declined. Okay. Okay. It shows I'm adding her back now, so but like I said, she may not want to come on audio now. She declined. Okay. All right. She probably just wants to watch the show. But I didn't see you at Highland today when I was there. You probably didn't have. You're probably off work again today. I had to go there and get groceries. I called me a taxi to come pick me up. Now that's another thing that reminds me. Y'all gonna have to bear with City Cab if y'all are wanting a ride from City Cab. They only have one current vehicle right now, so your time to wait would probably be a long time. So kind of bear with City Cab. They got a new van, but I think they said it's in the shop right now. Christina Soto goes, yes, I was off. I thought you probably were, sweetheart. When I was in there packing the backpack, what I could, Walmart Highland, I talked to a young man that works for Walmart, and he was asking me about Coin Goblin. And he said that he's friends, he's got a friend with a beard. He said it's him and his sister. He said, me and him are good friends. I said, well, I had the falling out with the sister. I didn't have the falling out with him. He said, have you ever met the actual owner, his dad? I said, no. I said, she kind of made me have to look like I was a liar when I've done that video. And she was supposed to have me to come play games every Thursday for free, which every Thursday when I would text her, she'd say, well, we're busy. Well, of course you're busy, because I was one of the guys that kind of got you that business. And then at the end of the video, when I said, hey, come play games with me on Thursday, 4 Thursdays in a row, I would text them, and she would say, I'm still too busy. So she wasn't the person of her word. The brother, I didn't have a problem with him. She's the one that done the wheeling and the dealing, not him, not the owner either. And he said, well, his sister is kind of like you. I said, yeah. I said, you can tell me about it. So what all did you get at Walmart today? I just got groceries. Is what I got. Uh, I got about altogether. I think I got about $90 worth. But I seen one of the security guys that drives the trucks. He was talking to that young fellow that was talking to me about corn goblin. Well, I got that burger finally inhaled, y'all. I'm not gonna say like Terry Wood. I was gonna have to force it down. I know I inhaled it. There's a difference. Christina Soto goes, "Oh, nice." Well, you talking about the groceries, the dollar amount on the groceries? Or are you talking about this burger I just whooped down? But that brings me to this here that I keep forgetting to bring it up on the live show. Uh, this is to anybody that captures me on video out there strut. You do not have my permission to film me if you're just going to keep it on your personal account only. The only way you can film me out there is if you post it on the open waves, at least on Facebook or TikTok, for me to repost it. If you get video of me just to keep on your account privately, you don't have my permission. And if I find out, I'll take legal matters. So I've made that clear many times. If you get video on me, you don't have to have my permission, but you have to post it to where I can repost it to everybody on all forums except for Twitter, or you don't have my permission. Point blank. I'm really funny about that. Not really. I mean, you don't have my permission if you're just going to put it on your personal account to keep private. You don't have my permission. I'm just saying. You do have my permission if you post it on Facebook or TikTok or something like that to where I can repost it. Because everybody don't have all forms is why. And I want to make it available to everybody. Not for you to just have for personal home use on your account. So, I'm really funny about that kind of thing. Christina Soto goes, yeah. Christina Soto goes, groceries? Yeah. Yeah, like cheese in a can that you spray out on crackers. I like stuff like that. Of course, I like Spam, stuff like that. Stuff you can have at camp. I mean, I got a cook stove, but I don't ever use it. I don't have a refrigerator, but I don't need it. So that's just me. I get stuff that got high protein stuff in it, most generally, is what I do. So as y'all can tell, I'm getting a tummy. Yeah, I'm about 4 months pregnant. So, yeah, my friend Dano, who seen me out here last night after the show, he said, man, you're starting to get a gut on you now. I said, that's what happens, Dano, when you eat and go to sleep. So, yeah, I'm like y'all. I like to eat. I said my body's in great shape except for my stomach. My stomach does not show that, Dano, which it don't, you know. But I see my friend Amy out there today in her big red truck. She had another lady with her. They waved at me today. It was good to see Amy. I hadn't seen Amy in a while. Amy, it's good to see you, sweetheart. I should have stopped her and said, hey, this old man needs a ride. I'll give you some gas money. You take me back home. You know? But I think she was leaving because I didn't see her park nowhere. So I think she was actually leaving then. But yeah, I would tell everybody just kind of bear with city cab for people that uses the cab here because they've only got one current cab right now. So your wait time would be a lot longer. They told me when I called, they knew who I was, and they said, well, Ozzy, there's 5 ahead of you, so it's going to be a while. I said, okay. I said, has to be a while, has to be a while. But they were there a lot quicker than what I thought they was going to be. I think I only waited about 25, 30 minutes, so I expected to wait another 30. You know, so yeah, you know, and I think they're the only cab service. Well, there's another one, but he only runs maybe 1 or 2 days a week. I was trying to remember what he was called. So Yeah, like Paragould only has one cab service. It's called City Cab, but it ain't the same owners. They have like I think 3 or 4 cabs, but they're the only cab service in Paragould. So when you count, you only have one cab service in one town. Even if they got 3 or 4 vehicles, they get stretched out pretty bad. The Barons went out. I think what the guy was telling me that was with Cindy today in the other van, but they got a new van. But I think they said it's in the shop. So I would just say, your wait time will be a lot longer. If you use City Cab. Christina, if you're still watching the show, if you're still in the live chat, when do you go back to work tomorrow? Probably so, I figure. I got to hit on this to see what time it is, folks. Okay. Uh, I'll probably end it at 8:18 just to be on the safe and safe. Uh, so that way I can repost it. I mean, I don't care for TikTok. I care about my fans and commenters on TikTok. So I do care, of course, about them, but I don't care about the TikTok company. That's just me. I've had more trouble with TikTok than I would care to even shake a stick at. You know, I know where I'd like to stick at when it comes to the owners of TikTok and their mama. Just saying. That's just me. But I am going to make that video especially for the country, government of China, the president of China, as well as the owners of TikTok. It will happen sometime tomorrow. So just keep an eye. I'll post it on all forums except for Twitter. So you'll want to check it out. The 2 fingers and the FUs come at the end. I'm going to be really talking in depth into the camera regarding to them. I want them to feel me really good. A connection failed with Mark Cromwell. I didn't think Mark wanted to come on. But, I mean, I'm a nice guy until you make me angry. Make me angry that I'm not so nice. And TikTok is always making me angry. Like Scott said, he said, man, what was we doing? We weren't doing nothing wrong. I said, no. I said, and the clip is not showing anything. It's not playing no audio, no video of the clip. They said they got me for harassment and bullying. So I appealed it, but now sometimes appeals can take 24 hours. But the thing about it is, if I don't get my appeal by tomorrow 1 through, I will no longer have a live show on TikTok. It will be here, period. I don't care if I have guests or not. I don't care if I have anybody in the live chat. That don't matter. I am not going back to having a TikTok live show unless they reinstate my show by tomorrow. So I'm just letting TikTok know this up front. I'm still going to make the video for them anyways, no matter what. So, and I'm sure there's been other people that's done this too. I don't think I have been the only one, by no means. At least I don't think anyway. I wouldn't think so. But stranger things have happened, I guess, too. I'm going to go back on the Friends Not Watching list one more time. See who I didn't get on there. But that gives me time to plug my homies on their shows and stuff like that on here. Please check out my homegirl on the West Coast on TikTok. She goes by Black Diamond Dragon 27. She most generally has a show Monday through Friday from at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Coast time, 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time here, and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually Monday through Friday. The only 2 things she won't discuss on her TikTok live show is politics and religion, and she has her reasons, and I respect that. But her daughter has a heart infection, her grown daughter, so I would tell you don't hold her to every day, Monday through Friday, because she's been having to keep her grandson and stuff like that, too. It's been a real trying time on their family. But I'll tell you somebody else to check out, my homeboy down in Searcy on TikTok. He has a morning show every morning at 7 a.m., every night at 7 p.m., and he has a podcast on TikTok. He goes by Mr. JD TV, my homeboy down in Searcy. You'll really dig him, I tell you right. You really will. He keeps it real, and he'll make you laugh. That's one thing about JD I like. Another one is my homegirl here in Jonesboro, Miss Toxia Cruz. That's what she goes by. She has a show every night on TikTok, but she don't have a set time. She said that she comes on and she don't have a set time how long she's on. Real pretty girl. I know you'll like her. She keeps it real. Check her show out. You know, check my show out here. You know, because even if they reinstate my show tomorrow, I'm still making the video to TikTok. You know, so uh, if they don't reinstate my show tomorrow, then I will no longer have a show on TikTok. Plain and simple. It will be only on Facebook Live. You know, uh, so I'm not going to go below my standards. I have standards like everybody, and TikTok don't meet my standards. You know, that's just me. Well, they meet one standard. I can give them a couple of FUs and a couple of fingers. That's the standard they meet for me. Okay, I got to keep an eye on the time, folks. Okay, it's 8:04. Okay, I won't hit on Mark Cromwell because I know Mark don't want to come on. Uh, okay, okay. I missed that box. Well, they just showed it. Okay, okay. I'm hitting on some in the friends not watching list. But I do apologize to all my commenters and fans. I did not get to text any of y'all last night. I fell out asleep in the tent as soon as I got in it. I've been really tired the last couple of days. That's no excuse by no means. I don't make them for me. I will be texting y'all tonight, though. And I'll get to text y'all some during the day tomorrow since I'm not going to be going straight tomorrow. Okay. That's on enough of. So I know one thing I got to do. I got to hook this phone back up. I like to keep on top of things with it as far as keeping it charged up. I mean, I got two power packs that really charges the phones and stuff up. I got pretty quickly, but okay, Mark Cromwell just went off, so I guess Mark got tired of watching the show. I can't say I blame him that much. Like I said, I got me some new bandanas today at Walmart. I run off and forgot mine here. Man, I paid for it from here all the way to Walmart. Sweat kept getting in my eyes. So I got me some new bandanas. I bought me 3 nice ones today. This is the first of the ones I bought. This black one. I bought a white one. I think it's a tan one or a brown one. So I had to have more bandanas anyways. All I had was a couple. So, and that's why I wear them to keep sweat out of my eyes. Okay, well, but yeah, like I said, if they don't reinstate my show by tomorrow night's time to start the live show, then I'm done with my live show on TikTok. I will only have it on here. If I can't get Scott over here, then that means I lose Scott as a guest on the live show, and I would hate to do that because it's like you said, he's real loyal. Even when he has a death in the family, he still comes on the live show. But I mean, I've had it with TikTok. I mean, that's just me. You know, I'm not the younger crowd. I'm the older crowd. You know, I love the younger crowd that keeps up with me and stuff like that. Of course I do. But I don't need TikTok. I mean, I still release my videos and stuff like that on there, you know, and text everybody back. But I mean, I'm just not going to have a live show. If they don't reinstate it by tomorrow night's show at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, then I'm done with the live show on TikTok. Just saying. You know, maybe Miranda Thompson will eventually come back on my show. Here, she used to come on. She's a trucker here from here in Jonesboro. Mark Cromwell goes, I'm in and out. LOL. I understand. Yeah, I remember, Mark, you said your internet was kind of slow tonight. It's that way sometimes for all of us. I see you back up here, too. Yeah, I seen that you left a minute ago, but I remembered what you told me, that your internet's slow tonight. So, yeah, I'm on Wendy's Wi-Fi is what I'm on. I can be on either Wendy's Wi-Fi or the gym's Wi-Fi, but I prefer Wendy's Wi-Fi. That's just me. But I think most people can respect my decision regarding TikTok. I mean, you know, I can't say anything on there without them axing my show. Well, kiss my ass. TikTok, you know, don't need you. Never did need you to begin with. That's the thing. I can make all my videos on the Facebook page. And, I don't have to make them on TikTok. You know, I'm tired of TikTok making money off me anyways and me not making nothing. That's how they do. They make a killing off of other people, but you're not going to make anything. If you do, it's just going to be chump money, and it ain't even really chump money. It's more like change. You might make 50 cents here and there, and that's about it. You know. But I got to check Ryan Bond's forecast when I end the show too. I think it's supposed to rain Saturday, but I don't think it's for the time that I usually start. I usually start, y'all know, around 1:30, latest 2. I think it's supposed to be okay during that time, but I need to fine tune it and check his forecast out again, KIT, and see about Saturday again. Because if we have a high chance of rain during the times I go out, I won't go out because I don't want to get caught in a rainstorm. Okay, I got to see what time it is because I got to keep an eye on time. Okay, it's 8:09. Okay, see, I think I'll take it to 8:20, and then I'll for sure take it off because I remember I started at about 7:23 or 7:25. So I'll take it to 8:20 and I'll end the show, folks. But it's been a good show. I mean, I like everybody that I've had in the live chat here. Now, most people didn't know I was going to be on Facebook Live tonight. They thought I was going to be back on TikTok Live. I was for about a whole minute, you know. So, but I do got to text Scott tonight and tell him, look, if I don't get my appeal won by the time I start tomorrow night's show, that I'm done with the live show on TikTok. And if that's going to be the case, Scott, will you please come to Facebook Live? Because I would love to have Scott on Facebook Live. I mean, I've had him on here. It seemed like before a while back. Scott was on here. I know I did. I just don't think he likes doing Facebook. Is what it is. I mean, I'm sure he's got his reasons. But if I'm never going to have a live show on there again, I would love for him to come on this show. You know, because like he said, he is very loyal to my live show, and he is. So I would hate to have to lose Scott. But I look at it as it's TikTok's loss for me. At least on here, I can pretty much say pretty much what I ever say. It comes out of my mouth. Unless you're threatening a politician, they usually won't kick you off of here, or like threatening to harm someone too. That's understandable too. If they, if you do it and you're actually threatening to harm someone, I can't blame a platform for that. Nobody was threatening anybody. We were just talking about Siobhan, how I hadn't heard from her now in quite some time. And I said, well, I hope she's not mad at me. I know we've not said anything to one another, but usually she'll comment on posts and videos. I said, I've not heard nothing from her. I said, but it could be with her kids, something could be going on really strong with them, and I don't know it. I've told Scott, I said, in order for me to be upset with someone, though, somebody does have to do something to me. I just don't think of a reason to be upset with someone. I'm not saying Chiffon was either. I wasn't saying that either, So, I mean, I don't know. The only way I can text Chiffon is I can text her on TikTok, I think, and Messenger, and that's it. I guess I'm going to have to give a shout out to her and say, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard nothing from you. Because Scott said maybe she is doing you like Autumn Gibson and Charlie Moon Smith did. I said, ghosting me? I said, it wouldn't surprise me. I said, for some reason, 2 women have done me that way. No men have done me that way, but 2 women had. I said, it wouldn't surprise me, but I said, I know that still I hadn't said nothing, so that shouldn't be the case. I mean, I didn't say nothing to Charlie Moon Smith or Autumn Gibson either. They just decided, point blank, they wasn't going to have anything to do with me. So when they decided that, I blocked them from my accounts. That way they don't see anything that I'm putting out, and it's their loss, not mine, So Charlie got cancer. I understood with Charlie, so, I wish Charlie good luck, and I hope she beats her cancer. That I do. What kind of human being would I be? But the only way I would have even consider having anything to even do with her would be a stiff apology and a promise that she never done it again. Then I would with Charlie. But Autumn Gibson, no. Not even with a firm apology and promise not to do it again, no. There's a difference. I was closer to Charlie than I was Autumn on any given day, you know. So no, no, not with Charlie. I mean, not with Autumn. I mean, you know. But I mean, I can't really say right now that Chiffon has done that either. At least or text to find out what or if anything is going on, you know. Okay, let me see what time it is. Okay, 8:13. I'll end the show in 7 more minutes. Okay, everybody. I know y'all getting tired of hearing me gab, anyways. So, but Mark, I still see you up there watching, buddy. So it's still holding strong on you, I guess, right now. Uh, but like I said, folks, don't expect me to be strutting tomorrow because I won't be getting to do that. But expect that new TikTok video. It's definitely coming tomorrow, and I will have time for it at the laundromat. You know, so I'll still do the commentary segment, the 2 posts today that I do, written posts, and of course the live show tomorrow night. If my show is not reinstated on TikTok Live by 7 p.m. tomorrow, then it will stay forever on here. So, you know, and I'll text Scott. Hopefully I can make time to text him tonight. Just tell him, hey, if they don't reinstate my show by 7 p.m. tomorrow night on TikTok, then I'm not going to have a show on there anymore. It'll only be on here. And I'll tell him, I know you don't do Facebook, but please convert over to Facebook Live. And thanks, Mark, for the thumbs up too, buddy. I've seen both of those. So, you know, it is what it is. And then Mark, when he commented a while ago, said, I'm in and out, LOL. It showed a laughing, smiley face there. But yeah, I know that goes that way sometimes. The internet does. But I hit on the friends not watching list. I mean, I hit on so many people. But now it's Thursday night. People may be out, you know, eating and having a good time. And I totally get that too. Totally get it. Okay. I'm not going to hit on any more on the friends not watching list because I'm fixing at the end of the show anyway. So I want to thank Mark Cromwell for hanging with me tough tonight up here and in the live chat too. You too, Christina Soto. I appreciate y'all both so much. Let me see who else was in there. Caleb Chipman. Thank you, Caleb. David Carnes, you too, one of my big time followers. That was it as far as the live chat tonight. But still, nobody knew I was really coming here. So, you know, that's why, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, TikTok has until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time tomorrow night. But I'm still making that video against them anyways, no matter what. So, and like I said, I'll post it on all forms of social media when I get it made tomorrow, except for Twitter. So be looking forward to it. Now, if you don't want to see 2 middle fingers and 2 FUs at the end of it, then you might want to leave off when it gets to that point. But you might want to see the other part. Okay. Okay, 8:16. So 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, and we'll call it a wrap. You know, but I'll post the show highlights from this one on all forms tonight, except for Twitter. So be looking for that. And of course, it'll be on my YouTube account. Everything is totally updated on my YouTube account. I keep it updated every day. So everything that I put out goes on YouTube. The only thing that don't go on my YouTube account is my 2 written posts today. That's the only thing that don't go on there. You know, so if you ever want to check my YouTube account, it's at Ozzy Rose-Z7N. I've got close to 200 videos on there, folks. So if you wanted to check them out. Okay, 8:17. Okay, give me a few drinks here. 3 more minutes and I'll call it a wrap. But I hope everybody has a great night tonight. For you know, having all the people I had in the live chat, of course, some that watched me up here, like Mark Cromwell. It's been a pretty good show. I mean, TikTok had to show its ass, like it always does. TikTok reminds me of a hemorrhoid. They're a persistent pain that needs to go away. They need to be cut out of America's fabric, so to speak. And I would love it to see it go away from this country once and for all. You know, it's one thing if this president ain't going to do what he said he was going to do when he ran, that he was going to give them a month to sell the company. Well, it's one thing if he's not going to see to that. Well, ban that platform from this country, Mr. President. That's what I would say. We don't need TikTok. We got other forms of social media here. We don't need a commie-owned platform in this country, and we don't need it. You know, so it is what it is. But as usual, presidents get in there, don't do half what they say they're going to do. Biden was that way, Trump same way. They're all that way. They're all crooked. I'm just saying, that's the way it is. They might do some things you like, but they're going to do a lot more that you don't. Biden was that way. Trump's that way. You know, I could go on and on about what they've done, that they knew better than to do. But they done it anyways because they had the biggest power in the country because they're president. I wish this country was like some countries where they have 4 presidents. That way one just can't call the shots. You can say, well, we got a vice president. Well, the vice president is below the president. So, I'm just saying it is what it is. Okay, 8:19, probably half a minute to go, maybe a minute tops, and then I'll end the show. But anyways, I love seeing everybody out there today. I had a lot of fun. But it looks like it'll be Saturday before I can get out there. Now, if we got a high chance of rain during the times that I leave here, which is around 1:32, then I won't be out Saturday. But if I remember right, Ryan, when they talked, Ryan and them said it was supposed to rain that morning, but not during the time that I'm out there. But I'll fine tune it and check it out again. Okay, it's 8:20, folks. I'm going to end the show. Thanks to Christina Soto, Mark Cromwell, Caleb, everybody that's been in the live chat, everybody that watched me up here tonight, like you, Mark. I want to thank all the viewers. And like I said, if my show is not reinstated at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time on TikTok, it will be forever on Facebook Live. Point blank. Look forward to the new TikTok video I'm going to release tomorrow about them. I think you're going to like it. And until tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, tune in then for the Strutting Man Show. I'm the Strutting Man in my hometown of Jonesboro, Arkansas. My name's Mr. Ozzy Rose. So long, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So long.